What is up, my little piglets? Y'all know the drill. If I like a piece of media, I will find some way to relate it back to My Little Pony. And today, we will be turning characters from Little Jujitsu into little ponies from My Kaizen. I wanna freaking go over their cutie marks, their designs, my headcanons, and how the world building would even work if JJK's story was placed in the equestrian universe. So let's get into it! First off is Gojo. I might be starting off a bit strong here with such a lovable character, but he's the first one I drew. So I think it'd be ironic to keep him as a normal pony because many redesigns I've personally seen don't do that. Likely because he's a powerful person, and what better way to represent that than a huge, tall, long, girthy horn? But the more I thought about world building, I think it'd be a good idea to separate sorcery magic from regular unicorn magic. More on that later. Wink. I drew him super fluffy to make Gojo look really elegant and have this like almost ethereal look in a way. And for the cutie mark, I can't lie y'all, I had no idea what to do. 6 eyes doesn't seem to have a symbol associated with it, so I did my best with the blue, red, purple, which probably wouldn't work if he had other colors up his ass. And here's how the finished piece looks. I'm not really a background person, so y'all are gonna have to get used to that real soon. But moving on to the next character. Yuji, my god, you are my angel. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Cutie marks will change into something completely different if ponies go into the sorcerer life, like post blank flank era. Maybe like a Nightmare Moon style where there's like a big ink spots on the butt. But for ponies born into the clans, they don't get all that because they're just born into the hustle. Anyways, so I went through a lot of drafts figuring out Yuji's color palette. At first, I was thinking of bringing in the blonde as a reference to his original coloring in the manga, but he either looked like Fluttershy or had human skin, which I think is one of the biggest pet peeves for me when someone designs a character to My Little Pony. The skin part, not Fluttershy. But yeah, his biggest traits is his abnormal strength and his big heart. So that's his cutie mark. But after he eats Sukuna's finger in the first episode, all that, his cutie mark disappears and is probably replaced with Sukuna's markers, which I think would be a funny bit if Sukuna's mouth talked out of like where the cutie mark should be instead of like his whole first face. But I didn't really feel like drawing a post Sukuna design, but I feel like y'all get the vision. Man, if I do this again, I should draw Sukuna. I think that would be a good idea. But also at the same time, since like he is like considered as like a different creature, not really human, it would be insanely funny if Sukuna just like did not change in the universe. Anyway, next character, Megumi. Whatever. Did you guys like my Megumi impression? That was the impression you could. Let me try again. Whatever. I think that was worse. Okay, I'm gonna move on. So he's a unicorn, and his cutie mark is literally Mahagora. And my first idea was to originally have a shadow puppet, but it literally looked so stupid no matter how I drew it. So I was thinking that since he can't use his hooves, perhaps he could use his magic to create the symbols he wants to summon instead. And speaking of hooves, I made his hooves more like a wooden texture and put some cracks in it to reference back his tough upbringing. And similar to Yuji, I also struggled with figuring out his colors, since on one end, I didn't want to make him into some toothpaste boy. But on the other hand, if every pony were next to each other, they shouldn't blend in and dull everything out, you know? That's just bad character design. Anyway, finished piece. Moving on.
Maki the goat? Let's freaking go?
Yo, I'm so sorry. If I knew how to do dynamic posing with horse bodies, I would have done it already. But this is the best you guys are gonna get. I'm sorry, yo. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry!
Anyway, so Maki's the last one for this video, and to showcase her lack of cursed energy, I decided to give her a broken horn and no Q2 mark. Ponies who are born into the clan, I believe, would have body types that specifically rely on their sorcery magic, meaning that sorcerer unicorns can't do the same thing that regular unicorns do. And while sorcerer earth ponies and pegasides can perform techniques without magic, making Maki into a unicorn with this in mind would be a pretty cool red herring, I believe, since her strength would overpower a regular earth ponies, aka folks who are specifically known for that, their strength. And I remember my friend back in high school, she was complaining about how like Maki's original hair color in the manga, purple, was like way better than the anime's green, so dedicated to her. That's how I chose my color palette. But yeah.
As you can see with my process with making this, I would love to show my entire process where I'm always twisting between poses, changing things at the last minute, because I am indecisive, but I think that's something I really love to see from other artists who post their speed paints. I love to see their whole thinking process, you know, the creative process. If I could, I'd even show my sketching side, but I don't have any like good camera quality in real life, so that's why I don't do it. We're pretty much nearing at the end of the video, so I just want to say thanks a lot for watching if you came this far. I'm still working on figuring out the best way to make a video, but thanks. Here's the finished piece, and let's just show off all of them now that we're at the very end, huh? Alright, I don't know if you can tell, but obviously this video was made before season 3 came out, so there's obviously a lot of differences that don't align with what's going on right now, but who knows, maybe if I ever get into the manga itself, I'll make a part 2 for different characters or any time skip designs, if there are any. And again, since I've drawn these so long ago, I'm not exactly proud of them, but I'm just trying to focus more on completing videos at the moment. So, and I think I've got my idea across, right? So, ta-ta for now. Wait! You thought it was the end of the video, but almost. It actually is time for you to answer my survey in the comments. Number 1. Do you like it when I call you my little piglet? Number 2. Do you think I should go die and get hit by rocks? Number 3. Do y'all listen to Dochi? Because like, okay, a while back, the song that she released, so like with SZA and he's another album that came out a while back, and I'm so excited. I don't know when it's gonna come out. I just need to know like who's with me, who's an ally, who's a Dochi stan. Okay, bye for real now.